everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today I have a very sad news that I want to share with you all. I fell on Saturday during my long run. I was only 40 minutes in and then I tripped and fell. My hand was a little scratched, and then this side a little bit scratched. Now it's recovered a little bit, and my left elbow was scratched, and I smashed my phone. I scratched my new watch, which is all fine. But my right knee was the one who was taking the most hit. I was in so much pain, so I had to sit there just to let the pain to calm down a little bit. And I called my boyfriend and he came to pick me up. While I was sitting there were so many nice people stop by, asked to help me, stay with me, take me somewhere, ask me if my battery, if I have full battery in my phone, just want to make sure I'm okay. So for the people who stop by, offer help, thank you so much for lending your hand. Anyway, so my knee were bleeding pretty badly, and when my boyfriend came to pick me up, I cleaned up with some cotton and Neurosporin until I got home. And so the same situation happened 6 weeks ago. I fell on an easy run, 20 minutes in, and then I actually ran home afterwards. I rested a little bit. Next day, was able to run 9 or 10 miles tempo on Tuesday, and I resumed training as usual. Just no, and then my knee recovered. Everything was working well, but this time was a little bit different. So on Sunday morning, because I asked my coach what I'm gonna do. Are you gonna adjust my plan? Because this is what happened during the long run, and then my knee looks pretty bruised. He said, "Oh, so see how you feel tomorrow or Monday." I was like, okay. So on Saturday morning, my knee pain, my knee was not recovered. It was still very bruised, and definitely in worse situation than last time I fell. So it was, but I felt like it was okay. The pain level from 1 to 10 was roughly about 4. So I went out and I finished the run. My right knee was, especially the right knee, was sweating and bleeding a little bit, which is fine. And when I was walking home, I felt this pull or a little bit tightness on the right side of my calf. And that was Sunday, and Monday, which was yesterday, it actually gotten worse. My calf pain was getting worse throughout the day, and my right knee, although the surface was scabbing, but inside of my knee, I feel like there's an infection. It's not really recovering as it should on the day 2 or day 3 after the incident. So I saw the doctor, and she said I probably have an infection, and then prescribed me with some antibiotics as well as painkiller for inflammation, as well as oxytocin. Apparently this should be better than Neurosporin, and it's also an antibiotics to help the knee area to recover. And so last night I got the meds, and I went to bed, and this morning my right calf is still in a lot of pain. I wasn't sure the calf pain is because of the knees is driving the calf to have the inflammation, or I just probably pulled a muscle, and then I felt it after I finished the run, which is pretty common for a calf strain. And I feel pretty sad because I have a very solid 11 weeks build up until this point, and we are 6 weeks away from the race. I'm still hoping for the best, that I'm okay to not run and lose some of the fitness this week. And if I can go back to running by this weekend, I'll be very happy just to see how my calf recovered. So that's a little bit of a bummer. I've been through this many times. I have many heartbroken marathon racing story in the past. So this is not the worst, and I think I've grown up to be more mature to know how to deal with this. So it's just a race, and there's always a next race. But I'm still hoping for the best, that I can recover from this as quickly as possible and go back to training and do my best in London. That being said, I am gonna go eat my little breakfast so I can take my meds. And what's next is I want to talk to you about another runner's struggle is to pick your next running watch. So stay tuned. Okay, added 2 eggs for some protein. Hopefully it will help the recovery. Hello. Hi. So this is the running watch I've been running with over the past 6 years. This is a Garmin Fenix 5S. I got this one in 2018 after completing my first half marathon. Before getting this watch, I was using an Apple Watch until I realized that everybody in the running group was running with a Garmin. I was like, what is that? I have to get it. So I bought this in 2018. And at the time it was $600 plus tax. It's around like $650, and it comes with a not titanium, I think this is stainless steel, but with the sapphire glass. So the glass itself is scratch resistant. I never really babied a watch. I throw it in my bag when I travel, and it still looked pretty pristine to me after 6 years of usage. How I have been using this watch is pretty simple. I mainly use it for running. For most of the runs, I just track the distance and time. And for workouts, I program it in the Garmin Connect app. Hiking, most of the time nowadays, when I go hiking, I just use it to track distance and time. When I used to go hiking by myself, I would download the map from like all trails and upload it to the Garmin so I can use the navigation function on the trail instead of looking at the map. And what else? I use this as a morning alarm, so I wear it to sleep. In the morning, I usually wake up around like 6 a.m. and I don't have to wake up everybody. I can just quietly exit the bedroom and go for my morning run. I also turn off all my notifications, so none of my phone notification like text message, phone call will go through my watch. I don't like the stimulations of all these notifications, so I actually don't use this as a smartwatch. It's mainly for workout tracking. That being said, of all the function that Fenix lineup has to offer, I use pretty much the basic function. But I love this watch, and the reason that I chose this watch 6 years ago is mostly because of the build quality as well as the battery life at the time. The battery definitely wear off over the years, but I still love the watch and they still look pretty new to me. So during this training cycle, I think over the past 10 weeks, my watch has auto restarted during the runs. So it would just like reboot by itself. And if you wait a little bit, once the watch finished the restart, it will actually go back to the mid of the workout and as paused. So what I need to do is I just need to restart in the mid of the runs and continue. It's pretty annoying when this happens during a workout because if I program the workout run, it will actually lose track the last repetition. So let's say I was running the other day, I was running 6 miles easy, and then later on was the workout portion. The watch restarted during mile 5, so it tracked the workout later on after mile 6, but it didn't track the part from mile 5 to mile 6 during the restart period. So I just didn't think this watch is reliable enough to be used during a London marathon. So I was in the market look for a new watch. And of course, I looked into the Garmin Fenix series 7S. That watch right now, the Sapphire series Sapphire Solar Fenix 7S $800 now. So it's more expensive compared to 7 years ago. To be honest, I don't understand how TV is getting like cheaper over the time, but watch is getting more expensive with the same like update. And Fenix 7S also came out 2 years ago. So I actually think Fenix 8 probably would come out sometime this year. I'm a little bit hesitate to get the Fenix 7S due to, number one, the high price point at this point, and has been on the market for 2 years. If I'm getting it, I would want the newer version. So I was like taken aback from it, and after watching countless YouTube videos on like other Garmin running watches, I was looking at Garmin Forerunner 965. It has a great battery life. The only drawback here is the watch face. The glass they use on the watch face is not sapphire, it's just the regular Gorilla Glass. I would think it's good enough, but because I've been using Fenix sapphire for so many years, getting a plastic watch with a regular Gorilla Glass makes me feel like, I don't know, like a little bit of a downgrade. Also, I think Garmin Forerunner 965 is $600 now, so it's exactly the same price as the Fenix. It's also, once it reaches $600, it's almost in the territory of like the Fenix lineup. I just don't feel like it's worth it, even if with all the new functionality that's added to 965. So that being said, I started to look into Coros. I got introduced to Coros from my friends. A lot of my friends were previously using Garmin. They switched to Coros and they used the basic version, Coros Pace 2. As I start my research on Coros, I got myself into a little bit of a research jail situation. I just couldn't make up my mind of either just choose the Garmin 965 Forerunner or getting Coros. And one of the YouTube videos that I watched from Chase the Summit, I love his watch review video. I can share one of the link down below. He makes amazing watch review, and not only is entertaining, but he also provides really good information on different type of watches. So one of the survey from Western State to the runners in 2023, you can see almost 30% of the all finishers are using Coros watches, which is quite amazing. Comparing to 2019, there were only 5% of people using Coros. So more people are leaning towards using Coros. And I guess there must be a reason, right? Because Coros has very good build quality for their Apex series. Apex Pro series is all made of titanium and sapphire glass for only $450. The Coros Apex 2 and Apex 2 Pro, the screen material is sapphire glass. The bezel material is titanium. So this is basically Fenix or like Apex Pro build quality from Garmin, which is going to be $800 or $1,000 to $1,000 range. And if you're looking at the battery life for standard full GPS mode, the Coros Apex 2 Pro will last you 66 hours. With all system on, it's going to last you 41 hours, which is crazy. And if we're just thinking about like daily use, Coros Apex 2 Pro will last you 24 days. Comparing to Garmin Forerunner, actually for daily use, Garmin Forerunner 965 will last 23 days. But in terms of the standard GPS mode or all system on, is definitely a lot less than Coros Apex 2. After about like 1 or 2 weeks of research, I finally settled and I got a Coros Apex 2 Pro. So during the first 2 runs, I was running with my Garmin as well as Coros Apex 2. However, it was really hard for me. Every time that I stop, I have to pause both watches, and every time I start, I have to restart both watches. Coros also is a little bit different in terms of how the button works. So at one point, I actually didn't restart the watch, and I realized that later on, and I have to restart the watch later. So and I also want to mention that I failed on Saturday, trip and fell on Saturday while wearing 2 watches. So after that, I just decided to just wear Coros. So on Sunday, on my 15 miles run, I only wear Coros. And before that run, I also customized for the data field that I want to see, and it worked amazing. The screen is actually very bright, and I actually loved using Coros during that run. I had all system on for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, logged about 4 hours of workout and burned about 33% of battery. So the watch was doing really well in terms of battery life. It's a little bit different from what it was advertised, but I guess it's a lot to do with the setting itself. I couldn't stop researching, even if I already convinced myself I'm gonna keep the Coros Pace 2 Pro. On Sunday, I came back and started to Google Garmin versus Coros. I think I was driving myself crazy just in this research jail. I cannot get out of it. And I found many Reddit thread comparing Garmin Forerunner 965 versus Coros Apex 2 Pro, and it's hilarious, and I do want to share it with you guys. So on this channel, Garmin Watches channel, one runner posted, hey, Garmin Forerunner 965 versus Coros Apex 2 Pro. If you look at the people's response, Garmin has pretty good customer service. I put a screen protector, so it works amazing. Nylon strap works better. I'm a Garmin watch runner, so I bought a ultra fit nylon strap and never looked back. So there are people debating on like different ecosystem, and people suggesting Garmin 955. So people in the Garmin community generally lean towards Garmin. Now let's look at Coros. So this is Coros Reddit group. Hey guys, I'm looking for a new GPS watch. I'm currently have an old Garmin Fenix 5. Just like me, I have an older Garmin Fenix 5S, the small version, and I want to upgrade it to a newer one. I watched a ton of videos on YouTube about the 2 watches. Hey, just like me, I watched a ton of videos on YouTube about the 2 watches. But I also want your opinion. I am a triathlete, so I'm mainly swimming, road cycling, and running with the watches. What do you think about the problem with GPS accuracy and step accuracy? Anyway, maybe for only running you will go with Coros, but for triathlete, especially swimming, you will not regret going with Garmin. Okay, so this is pretty like in the middle, right? You'll be fine with both. You'll be more happy with Apex 2 Pro. 965 is prettier, but not necessarily better. Price difference is not justified here. I sold my Fenix 7 Sapphire Solar and went with an Apex 2 Pro. Couldn't be happier. So this guy, he's already converted to a Coros user, and he's very happy with it. He loved the switch, but that's why this response is within the Coros Reddit. This guy, I moved from 965 to Coros Apex 2 Pro. I'm more happier with anything about the material. Apex Pro makes 965 looks very cheap with sapphire and titanium. I saw Garmin 965 in REI. They look great, even if it's plastic, but it doesn't look cheap. It just not looks so rough or strong as Apex 2 Pro, but I don't think it looks cheap. So as you can see, people in this thread, Coros thread, are leaning towards Coros. I also found this thread in Let's Run. Definitely in Let's Run, people are very opinionated. It's almost like they're fighting over each other, so I'm not going to show you guys this one. I also found another one. It's under ultra running. I actually would thought because of the battery life and then as well as the price point, people are going to lean towards Coros completely. And I also know, so look at the review here. A lot of people went with Forerunner series as well, and they're okay with Garmin, and there are people who go from Garmin to Coros and then went back to Garmin. So at this point of my research, if I continue, I know I'm just driving myself crazy, but there's one thing I know for sure is after my attempt to commit to switch to Coros, to run a long run wearing only Coros, and I came back, I was still like researching on watch comparisons, meaning that I probably just want a Garmin. And the reason that I want a Garmin has probably not much to do with the price point or the titanium bezel. It's probably coming down to personal preference. For me, I thought what's important to me is battery life and price point, and then titanium watch face and sapphire glass. Another important factor is just how, do I feel comfortable with it? I've been using Garmin for so many years. I find myself learning to use Coros as if I'm a not so tech savvy grandma trying to learn how to post video on TikTok. I'm just not used to it, even if it is an easy experience. So this is pretty frustrating. This is coming down to this frustrating factor of personal preference. So thank you so much for hearing me rant. Long story short, yesterday I went back to REI and I returned the Coros Apex 2 Pro. What is my game plan for London? Regardless my knee injury right now is I have a backup watch. So this is a Garmin Vivo Active 4. They are pretty old. They're actually not my watch, it's my boyfriend's watch. I have been using it and I'm okay with it. The watch face is big and it's very light, so I think on race day I may just use this watch to run. And I actually signed up for an ultra marathon. So it's going to be a 50K in San Jose, California. I've never run an ultra before. I kind of more just sign up for fun to see how long I can last. And I don't really care about my watch restart during the ultra marathon or not, because I'm not really running it for time. So I may just use my Fenix 5S on that day, because the battery life on this one is better if I just use standard GPS mode. And I will wait for Garmin Fenix 8. So, or I don't know, maybe tomorrow I'm going to REI to pick up a Forerunner 965, who knows. That being said, I will be staying with the Garmin family. And today I'm taking a day off. It's Tuesday. I haven't been taking a day off since last November after Thanksgiving. And over the past 11 weeks, because of the training schedule as well as my work schedule, it has been pretty intense. Due to my injury, I actually now have an excuse to take a day off just to give myself a break, take a break from the training, take a break from work, just for mental health reason. I do hope that I can recover as soon as possible and get back on track. So that concluded today's video. Please don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.